Hi, I'm Gabriella.
And I'm Nick. Today we will presentation about the technology of computer graphics.
To be more precise about this, we will present about the Blender software. This is what we will present.
Blender is an open-source 3D computer graphics software. This software is used for creating animated films, visual effects, 3D printed models, interactive 3D applications and video games. Blender has equally powerful features set in scope and depth to other high-end 3D software like Softimage, XSI, Cinema 4D, 3ds Max and Maya. This software contains features that are characteristic of high-end software models. It is the most popular open-source 3D graphics application available, and is one of the most downloaded with over 200,000 downloads from each release.
Now, let's find out the history of the Blender software. Starting in the 1988s, Ton Rosendahl founded a company engaged in animation called Neo Geo. Neo Geo is growing so rapidly that it has become the largest animation company in the Netherlands and one of the leading animation companies in Europe. In addition to being responsible as art director, Ton Rosendahl is also responsible for internal software development. In 1995, Kama software was finally called Blender. After closer inspection, it turns out that Blender has the potential to be used by artists outside of Neo Geo. Then in 1998 Ton founded a company called Not a Number, NAN, to further develop and market Blender. In 2001, NAN was reformed into a smaller company. NAN launched its first commercial software, Blender Publisher. The target market for this software is interactive 3D web. Low sales figures and the then unfavorable economic climate resulted in the closure of the NAN. This closure includes a halt to Blender development.
Because he didn't want Blender to be lost in time and age, Ton Rosendahl founded a non-profit organization called the Blender Foundation. The main goal of the Blender Foundation is to continue to promote and develop Blender as an open-source project. In 2002 Blender was re-released under the terms of the GNU General Public License. Blender development continues today.
Now, let's find out what features are in Blender.
Features on the Blender. There are photorealistic rendering, fast modeling, realistic materials, fast rigging, animation toolset, sculpting, fast UV unwrapping, full composito, amazing simulations, game creation, camera and object tracking, library of extensions, video editing, file formats, flexible interface. That's all the features on Blender.
The third and final update of the Blender 2.8 series is Blender 2.83. I will show you the video about Blender 2.83. That was the video from Blender 2.83. Now we will find out how the Blender works technically, where there is input, process and output. Let's get started. The first is scripting. Scripting is where we arrange everything we want to make from start to finish. The second is modeling. Modeling is where we create the object or character we want. Usually this modeling starting from a cube shape. The third is compositing. Compositing where we add color or material, such as a shiny effect, wood, iron, stone or other materials. The fourth is rigging. Rigging the provision of a frame or bone to an object or character so that it can move. The fifth is animating. After adding a frame or bone in the rigging process, it's time for the frame on the object to be moved. If it's a character, we can record our movements and expressions and apply them to the character. The sixth, rendering. Rendering is the last process in creating animation. Rendering is the process by which our animation becomes video format. After passing through the 6 stages, the output you will get is the final result of the animation you created.
Now, we will find out where the graphics computer is in the Blender software. In my opinion, the location of the computer graphics in the Blender is in the modeling. Because modeling is the stage where we will create an object or character. And this stage requires a high imagination because what we will make determines the final result.
If you want to have this Blender software, make sure your laptop or computer meets the specifications. I will provide specification information for the Blender software. This is the recommended specification. 64-bit quad-core CPU, 8GB RAM, Full HD display, 3-button mouse, OpenGL 3.2 compatible graphics with 2GB RAM.
Now we come to the conclusion. This software is perfect for those who like graphic design because Blender not only can make various shapes of objects but also can be moved as desired. We can create 3D animations or games from this software.
Blender is also available for various operating systems. Blender also has many communities around the world, so that it can make it easier for users to exchange ideas.
Well, that was our presentation. Hope you like it.
Forgive us if there were many mistakes in the presentation earlier. Thank you for watching.